You are my queen.
We have been bamboozled. We have been fooled. Deceived ourselves into believing Game of Thrones Season 8 is bad. We are wrong. It is good. It's us who are bad. Bad at understanding the genius behind the season. This started after I've watched this gem of a media investigation. That's right. Rhaegar being the Night King. After that, my mind could not stop racing. Night and day, pieces fell into place. A coffee? No. A clue. We were fools. We missed the genius behind the madness. It's only years later that the human mind can begin to comprehend the beauty that was Season 8. Let's begin. We must start with the cornerstone that Rhaegar is the Night King. This is a very serious theory that shook the entire Game of Thrones community. If you have not, I would highly recommend watching this video, as it will explain the theory that I will build upon. You might be like, wait, Rhaegar died by the hands of Bobby B during the Battle of the Trident. How could he be the Night King? The answer? Bloodraven. He went to chill with his great granduncle? Great granduncle? Okay, just one moment. There was already one Targaryen beyond the wall. Well, now there can be two Targaryen beyond the walls. You know what they say? They're called Targaryens, not Targaryens. Rhaegar's body was mysteriously transported to beyond the wall, and through Bloodraven, trying to resurrect his his descendant, he created the Night King. Rhaegar was always obsessed with the prophecy of Aegon the Conqueror, the prince that was promised. He believed the prince would be born out of his bloodline. Perhaps Bloodraven believed Rhaegar was the prince that was promised, or had yet to father the child that would be the prince. And the fall of Rhaegar, he saw not only the fall of House Targaryen, but the inability to complete the Song of Ice and Fire. Or perhaps he thought the Song of Ice and Fire meant reviving a Targaryen beyond the wall. I don't know, that's quite up to interpretation. In an act of blood magic, or aided by the children of the forest, he was successful in bringing his descendant back to life. However, as we know, he came out totally a different being. Yet, in the false, the true remains. I'm already hearing the protest. Excuse me? We saw how the Night King was born. That dude is not Rhaegar. That's like just a guy. Well, that dude is an imposter. Bloodraven conjures up a false memory to show to Bran, either because of shame or to protect the legacy of House Targaryen or the legacy of Rhaegar's. We know Bloodraven is sneaky. He has a 5-star intrigue education in Crusader Kings 3. And look at those threats. Don't believe me? Don't believe your brain. Why did Cersei refuse to bring her armies to attack the Night King after she agreed to? Is it because she's conniving and puppeteering and you'd be a fool to trust her, especially if you have known her all of your life? Is it to gain an upper hand against her opponents, even though she does nothing with that advantage? when the opposing armies have all fucked off to the north, and she could easily have regained captured territories, set traps, poisoned their supplies, or destroyed them altogether. No. Stop listening to your brain. It's because when she was young, she believed she would marry Rhaegar, the then heir to the Iron Throne. She looked at him and felt the same things I feel when I look at Sabrina Carpenter. The naive dreams of a young woman lingers in her heart, and when she was asked to go fight Rhaegar, also known as the Night King, she could not bring herself to do so. She felt the flutter of the old days. She knew, even if she did not know. The only way Season 8 makes sense is if Rhaegar is the Night King. Why do they send poor Ghost to fight against the Night Army when only fire and dragonglass can hurt them? Is he not just gonna get risen up as a dote undead direwolf? Well, they already have a dragon. Now they can have a direwolf too. This only makes sense if Rhaegar is the Night King. But speaking of dragons, why does Night King Rhaegar attack Viserion and not Rhaegal during the excruciatingly bad plot of let's kidnap an undead to prove to Cersei, who has her own pet undead, that undeads are real? Of course, the most logical target would have been Drogon, because he was carrying all of her protagonists, and with them gone, the Night King Rhaegar would have easily won the war. Then again, Jon just kinda survived beyond the wall after being drenched in freezing water and found his way back in an afternoon, so they'd probably just tough it out, but no. It's because Rhaegal is Rhaegar. If he had killed Rhaegal right there, he would have killed himself. Let me explain. We all know Dany named her dragons after three people in her life. Drogon for Drogo, Viserion for Viserys, and Rhaegal for Rhaegar. And the false, the real persist. And the dragons, a touch of the men that died still live. I would blame Bloodraven for this, but I don't want to put forward any frivolous theories without anything to back them up. Let me prove it to you. Have you ever wondered why Drogon doesn't kill Jon Snow after he kills his mom? Instead, he chooses to burn the Iron Throne and just kind of fucks off? Because Drogo knew about the Iron Throne. That's right. Dany told him all about it. And he knew that Dany's real killer wasn't Jon, but her own ambition for power. Dany died because she lusted for the throne and was ready to do anything to reclaim her birthright. Who better to understand the trappings of power and ambition than another ruler? Bet you never thought Drogon burning down the Iron Throne was political commentary. Bet you thought it was just plot armor for Jon Snow. Oh, but we can have Drogon do nothing. He just lost his mom. But we can't have him kill Jon Snow. He's the main character. Wait. Shit. What can we do that will have literally no consequences? Still not convinced? Have you ever wondered why Rhaegal connects with Jon Snow and lets him ride him? Yep, you already know. That's because that's his dad. Father and son bonding moment. Why can't Dragonfire kill the Night King when Valyrian steel can? And Valyrian steel is steel made by Dragonfire. It makes no sense, doesn't it? Well, it does make sense if the Night King is a Targaryen. Targaryen don't burn. Let me continue on the theme of animals representing a character we know. We'll get away for a little while from Rhaegar being the Night King, but I believe it will make my arguments all the more stronger. Have you ever wondered why Jon Snow keep telling Dany, "You're my queen"?
You are my queen.
Is it because the writers didn't know what to do with his character, so they just tucked him in the role of the humble protagonist, so that we would root for him even when he kills another main character that we have come to love? Is it because In Game of Thrones, of all show, they were afraid to write a nuanced character. No. Wake up. He wasn't saying, you're McQueen. He was saying, you're McQueen. To understand this distinction, we must look to another franchise. That's right, Uma Musume. Mijiro McQueen was a Japanese stallion reincarnated as an anime girl in the hit gacha game Uma Musume. Yes, I said stallion. Like the stallion that will mount the world? As an anime girl, Mijiro McQueen is represented as a regal person, kind-hearted, but always concerned by the duty of dignity. Reminds you of someone? Lock in. What is one of the first gifts Dany receives for her wedding to Khal Drogo? That's right, a pale horse. What color was the real McQueen? Gray. That's pretty pale. Oh. Now, remember that scene after Dany burns down King's Landing for no reason, where Arya is just kind of waking up in the debris and sees a pale horse? There's this really long scene where she just goes up to it and comforts it and then fucks off with it. Was it because the writers didn't know what to do anymore with the show, so they decided to go all in on spectacle over substance? No, the horse is Dany. When Dany burned down King's Landing, she snapped, crossed the line she can never uncross. The horse is Dany's last bit of her soul, her kind and human soul, manifested as what she always was, a horse. Innocence, dignity, loss. Ready to help a young girl in distress like the old Dany would have done. Hell, the old Dany was the young girl in distress. Why don't we ever see the horse again? Is it because it serves no purpose other than being a meaningless spectacle? No, it's because Dany dies soon after. No more Dany, no more horsey. You're probably wondering how Jon Snow would know that Dany is in fact Hit Horse Girl, Mijiro McQueen from another franchise. Well, the answer is Bloodraven. It's just Bloodraven. Don't think too hard about it or my arguments fall apart. Let's sum it up. We've got the Night King, who is Rhaegar, who is also a dragon. We've got Dany, who is a horse. And we've got me, who is tired. We've got a lot of plot holes in Season 8 that are actually plot black holes. So strong we thought they meant nothing. Is your own Greyjoy Elon Musk? Is Cersei an elephant? How quickly would the other kingdoms revolt after the North gained their independence? But I'm tired. Next video maybe. Goodbye.